Thank you, guys. I just started my time because I started to speak. Hey, I used to hang out with a bunch of bikers. Not for a real long time. I wasn't with them for like 10 years or something because they really pissed me off, you know, with their hierarchy. You come in and you can hang out with a club, and in the beginning you're a hang-around. That's all you are. You're not a club member. You're not even a prospective member. You're just a hang-around. And from there, if they like you, and you light their cigarettes and get their beers and let them use your wife, then you can move on to being a prospect, which you're a prospect for years and you do the same thing, you just cater to them, and then maybe you'll become a club member. Well, I was a hang-around, and I never got past the prospect stage because I wasn't into it. And one day, the guy called me a hang-around. He's like, hang around, come here. And I walked over to him, I looked him square in the eye, and I said, have you got a pencil I can borrow? And he said, no. I said, okay, thanks. But I found a pencil, and I wrote this. It's called Hang Around. I ain't your fucking hang-around. It's you who hang with me. If you want another brother, then your brother I will be. But don't give me this prospect shit. What, you're a better man because you ride a shovel head or used to ride a pan? I'm not here to feed your ego trip. I can almost give a damn about what you think you represent or who you think I am. And I don't need you to explain, though I value your opinion, about things which play in my domain. I'll handle my dominion. I'm just trying to sew a stitch in time. Just trying to open doors. You say you ain't no bitch of mine. Well, I ain't no bitch of yours. And I have a checkered past as well, though it wasn't red and white. I've gazed at heaven, lived in hell, lived the wrong, gazed past the right, and you will never make me blink. So make a different plan. Don't ever look at me and think you see a lesser man. The biker club. Well, the guy who got me into the club, I love him to death. His name was Norm Schiller. And Norm passed on here about 3 years ago. But long before he passed, I wrote this about him. It's called Abnorm. Because he was very abnorm, and that's just what I loved about him. One of those like this. Rules were made for disregard, or disrepair at best. I am the keeper of my yard. You can keep the rest. My sled will take me where I go. My head will tell me who to be. My friends will see me, and they'll know that they can always count on me. I do what feels good at the time. My walk is Detroit style. I keep my sled right on the line and ride mile after mile. I go along well with the flow when it is going my way. I can tell, and you will know, when it's time I hit the highway. My hair is long, my beard as well. I see no reason why I should cut my living self. Hell, I could put out an eye. I've been all over this great land. I've seen 10 million faces. Find a place to make a stand. Come home from the races. I'm getting on now. 52. Time for slowing down? Not for me. Perhaps for you. I'm riding into town, and I'm finding me a long-legged blonde. I'll ride her on the back. And when the whiskey all is gone, I'll ride her in the sack. Come morning, I'm up and gone. I'm riding up a storm. I'm going to meet my life head on, and I'll try not to conform. If they say I'm a crazy one, just say, no, he's just abnorm. I was a prospect and a hang-around, I decided I don't want to do this. And I became a solo rider. And that goes like this. He's the kind of guy you see alone. When he comes and when he goes. It's not that he is lonely. It's just that he's alone. He never stays for very long, and deep inside, you know, he is just a solo rider searching for new roads. He leans into the corners. He's flat out on straightaways. His nights all run together, and he can't recall his days. His clothes have long been tattered, and his hair is growing thin. He's endured 1,000 windstorms. He's a lover of the wind. He's a lover of his freedom, a victim of its hold, the bearer of experience, stories left untold, perhaps a bit unstable. He's an ever-shifting load, because he is just a solo rider, searching for new roads. And he says, I was riding on top of 2 silver wheels. I could feel something riding there at my heels. I got no time to plot a course. I've seen death ride an iron horse. Can't look back. Got a straight ahead. Harley boy gonna share my bed. Can't get stuck, man. Got a truck. Right beside me, lady luck. Gotta ride on out of here hard and fast, 'cause any sunrise could be the last, and I got no time to feel remorse. I can't let death catch my iron horse. So I'm riding down the road now, wild and free. There's still something trying to get a hold on me. I'm gonna ride on till I find the source. Gotta keep riding that iron horse. Death rides an iron horse, and he's out there on the street. He's burning up the pavement, and I can feel his heat. I gotta keep the throttle back in order to be free, 'cause death rides an iron horse, and he's catching up to me. After being a hang-around, and after being a prospect, and after being a solo rider, I wrote this. It's called Suicide Run. And, you know, you can go on a suicide run without the intention of killing yourself. You can get into hard drugs, or just get yourself on a path that's going to lead to your demise. And at some point, a lot of us have been there, and I wrote this after I was on that run. It goes like this, it's called Suicide Run. Thanks for bringing it up, Gene. Well, I'm finally done with my suicide run, and I'll not go down that road again. I finally have learned how not to get burned. I can handle the thick with the thin. It's out of the dark and into the light. The tunnel, I'm leaving behind. I'm on the right track. I'll never go back to a time I was running so blind. There are fresh roads ahead. I'm back from the dead. I'm no longer a desperate outsider. If the road makes a curve, I simply will swerve to stay right of that old lane divider. Many ways I could go, so I'm taking it slow. Where the road remains straight, I'll not turn. I'll take it easy at first. It gets better, not worse. Then I know I will not crash and burn. And I'll get where I'm going if I keep it all flowing and I watch for the holes in the road. I'll recall where I've been while I go with the wind. I'll go with the wind while shedding the load I have stowed. For I finally am done with my suicide run, and I'll not go down that road again. For now that I've learned, I don't have to get burned, and I will win in the end.